Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Road to 2200 series, where I play on the rating ladder and try to get to 2200. Today's episode 7. I'm going to be playing 1510, and today we have chat. I'm doing this live on stream right now. Wow, that was an instant game. I'm not looking at chat. I do not have chat open on any way that I can actually feasibly see it. So, yeah, but you know, live on stream, it'll be fun. I'm going to be commentating over all my moves and try to get a dubski. We're playing Old Bag of Tricks 2034. He is a diamond member. Congratulations. And he is not actually making a move. 15-10, 15 minutes. You get 10 seconds back every move. And I forget that normally I don't have music playing, but because it's the stream, I do have music playing. I can actually just turn my music off. I have a wheel. Maybe I want the coconut song playing in the background. Okay, so he made a move. I'm gonna play the monitor defense. Try to attack for the center from the side of the board. Yeah, he's already getting his time back. But bring the bishop out. Try to put pressure here. Now I can develop my knight immediately and put pressure, which he could push, and I'll drop my knight into the center. But I don't really want to do that, so I'm just gonna play how I normally would, and then try to develop on the outside as well. Okay, so it's making, hold on, it's making 2 moves. I have something bugged. Okay, we're good. So he immediately plays this to prevent me from playing b5. That's interesting. I don't typically see that. Okay, I'm lowering the music on my headphones. I can't listen to the coconut song. Now I can still honestly just probably develop the knight. Maybe even play a more lax, like basically play a cow. Or not a cow, but yeah, I think it's a cow. It's really up to me how I want to play this. I think I might just develop my knight out. I can develop it out here. I can also just play b6 and play it slower, bring my bishop out like this. My knight out to the center. Yeah, and he plays there, but I just don't need to react to this just yet. I'm going to get my bishop out. Okay, so he defends. This is generally like the normal setup of what I see. Now I'm going to put my knight out and try to play c5. I need to play this now. He's going to castle long, I imagine. If he castles long immediately, that would be honestly wild. But I would play a move like h6. That way my rook and bishop are defending this pawn and then develop my knight. Maybe I actually want to bring out my knight to this square. Put it on e7 instead. But so far we're good. And plays h. That's this dude's playing goofy. Like, okay. I can now play c5. The way you respond with an attack on the flank is by pushing in the center, or at least challenging it in the center. So I think I will play c5 and immediately contest this pawn. Try to take. And then maybe even develop my knight out if he takes back with the bishop. I don't want to trade off my dark square bishop. It is my most active piece. And he pushes. Okay. I'm just going to take. I don't need to really react to this, because I can take and then develop. He's going to push. Maybe I want to play h6. I'm going to take and then play h6. Now, if he were to... I don't think he can. If I take, he pushes. I can take again. And then if he takes, I have take with check. But that's like... Can I even get back and defend my rook? That's the question. I'm not sure if I can actually save my rook if I want to go down the line. I don't think that's what's going to happen at all. I think, if anything, here... and he pushes, I'm just going to move my bishop out of the way. I don't need to do anything goofy, but I will take first. Takes with the bishop. And now, honestly, I might even just trade off the bishops. I can play e5. I feel like that's a little bit extreme. Already, I'm not a fan. But honestly, I think my position is fine. I feel like these pawns are overextended. Always cautious about this. I can even just develop out. If he pushes, then like fine. I'll play like this. I can also play e5, but that would leave that as a huge weakness. I don't want to trade off my dark square bishops for the things that I mentioned before. I'm looking at e5, but I just really don't think I like it. I could play f6 if I really wanted to. I think I should have played in the previous move instead of playing c5. I think here I should have played h6. I believe that is like the main idea. I feel like this was a little. My logic was there, but I don't have anything anymore. I could play like something like this. That is an idea. I could also just take and then develop my knight and then like realistically be fine, because I feel like, yeah, you know what? I think that's fine. We can go take and that'll develop my knight. Honestly, given the position, I think this is totally fine for me. I feel like his pawns, he doesn't really like, his pawns are bad. He has a bunch of just bad pawns, and my structure is great. I don't think he has really anything like of value here. I'm going to recapture this because I do want to eventually castle maybe this way, even though he does have the open rook. Also, I can't even capture like this because I'll lose the rook, so that is just a forced recapture. But I think I'm fine. Honestly, I think I'm fine. I can bring out my knight. Bring out my knight, maybe one of these two ways. Maybe I want to rotate this knight around. Still looking at castles. Like, I feel like my position could be worse. He doesn't have a very active queen, but I feel like I'm just going to be able to get active relatively quick. I don't think his bishop really has... I mean, he has some mobility here, but I can just immediately develop with an attack if I wanted to. I could also bring my rook over to c8, queen to c7, play on this open c file, and just kind of play like that. He does have active pieces, but like, honestly, I like my structure. I'm not complaining about it too much. I did have to concede my dark square bishop, and I'm not super happy about that, but maybe I can just like, granted, my bishop is staring into basically granite. Knight out to the side. Okay, so we imagine he's trying to develop it out here. I'm not sure if I need to overreact to that. He's trying to put pressure onto my H pawn. Okay. I can bring out my queen to the side. I can castle. I can always castle, but I'm not sure if I want to castle immediately to the attack. I feel like at this point in time, my king is looking safer in the center. I think I need to bring out my queen and maybe try to go for a queen trade. Because right now, my knight, I'm actually just defending this. You know? I have no issues. I have no issues on my h7 pawn. Even if he brings in his knight here, that's fine. I'm going to try to bring out my queen to c7 and go for a queen trade. I feel like that's the best idea. So, yeah, I'll bring out my queen and try to trade it. He can bring up his knight, try to trade a piece, but, like, I don't really need to react to that. Yeah, I think I'll play queen to c7 and try to go for a queen trade. I feel like that's totally fine. What song is playing right now? Let's see what chat is playing. I just heard rain. I don't even know what song that is, but absolutely incredible. So yeah, he just brings his knight forward. I imagine he's trying to place it here. Like, okay. I can't say I'm too concerned. Like, I do just want to go for my original idea of a queen trade. And then even my knight will come in and do that. So, yeah. He has no checks that he can give. He can't take on the outside. Yeah. Queen trade. I'd be happy with this. It would get my knight to a very good spot. I think he would be able to play b4 afterwards. But honestly, okay, I would just drop it back. Sure, he can bring his knight here, but then I still do have opportunities to castle long, but I think if he brings his knight here, I would probably just bring my rook over to c8 and just keep my king in the center. I have no reason to move it, you know? He rejects the queen trade. Now he's trying to bring his knight here. I could honestly... Well, I can't bring up my king. Okay. I can castle. I can bring over my rook. I can't castle both ways. But I can castle long. I'm not sure how good that is for me. I can't castle long. That would run immediately into a fork where he's hitting my rook and queen. Honestly, I think just bringing over my rook... I could also bring out my knight like this. I wonder if there's any bamboozles. I do see, now that I'm looking at it, that I have that opportunity. Given if the queen were to move again. So maybe I want to centralize my queen once more. Bring it over to e5, where I can kind of defend the e6 square. And then maybe I have opportunities to give checks. Looking at this, he can't push the pawn. Well, he can, actually. He would be able to push the pawn, wouldn't he? I'm always looking at if I have some fun tactics. I might just bring my rook to c8. Honestly, I think that would be fine. If he attacks my queen, I could always just drop it back one. I don't have any further queen trades. I can bring my knight up. I'm gonna need to play a little bit quicker. I can kick out the knight and then attack it in the center. Let me... Yeah, I think if he were to actually bring his knight in, I think I would just bring my queen over to e6 then. So I am just going to develop my rook. So if he plays this, I'm just going to bring over my queen. And honestly, I would be super happy there. Where, like, he can't really put his knight anywhere reasonable. If he gives me a check, I'm just going to come forward. And what's he got? He's got none. It's weird having both of our kings in the center this late into the game, but I don't know. It is what it is. Now, I'm considering now d5. Playing d5, try to open it up like this, but I don't know if I want to make my e-pawn isolated. You know, it'd be good to have some open lines on the enemy king, but looking at d5 a little bit. I need to keep my legs down. If my legs are crisscross applesauce in my chair, I lose blood flow. And my body gets cold. It's not good. It's not good for me. Now his knight is low-key kind of pinned, because if he moves it, then I can gobble. But overall, I like my position a good bit. I really can't complain. His pieces are kind of tied together in a very nice way. And now I'm wanting to bring my knight forward, my knight to d5, and maybe just like try to trade off some more pieces. I don't know. I'm cold. Just a little bit. What song is playing right now? Calling out Mayday. Beautiful. My opponent down to 1130. I have 913. So like he has a 2-minute lead on me, but that's fine. We get 10 seconds back every move. Really not an issue. I'm hoping he just blunders. Just forgets that he's defending. But I feel like his pawns are overextended. I don't think that's too crazy of a thing to like... Really? Okay, so he plays f4. Huh. Okay. What do I think about that? I can't bring my knight forward. I do have pressure here with 2 pieces. His knight can now sort of come forward, and I wouldn't be able to attack it immediately. I can go after his pawn here and just kind of ignore any threats. I can also attack his knight, but then it just jumps in the center, and then I really don't have much. I think I can develop my queen out to b4, put pressure on the b pawn and on the e pawn. I feel like that's the best, because he's going to have to respond to one of them, because now I'll have 3 attackers here. So I think I'll slide out to the side and put pressure on both of those pawns. Yeah. Also opens up my rook now. No blunders, no nothing yet. I feel like queen to b4 is a very good move. Very useful. Just kind of putting pressure everywhere. And now even if I wanted to, I have some sacrifice ideas, you know. Also puts another eye on the a4 pawn. I keep on crossing my legs. How's everyone's day going? In the chat, what'd you eat today? What was your favorite meal? You know? What was your favorite meal today? But also, I played a basketball game yesterday, and we won, baby. We're going on to the second round of the playoffs, which is hype as hell. I had 6 points, you know, 2 threes, splashing. I had some really good assists as well. Me and my roommate were kind of stuck. We got the shit end of the stick, where we're the ones stuck guarding the point guard on the other team, and they move a lot. Okay. So I can take now, right? I'm also looking at, I can take now and win a pawn. I can go trade, and then I take in, like, here, recapture here, and then I take back. And then he can develop his bishop. But then I just move, and I'm fine. I would probably have to drop it back so he doesn't have any tactics here. But I think I do just win a pawn. I'm looking at any, like, immediate ideas of bringing my knight forward, maybe. I want to go after the pawn over here. Maybe I'm looking at, like, a sacrifice. But I do think just takes. It takes, and I go up a pawn, right? He has bishop takes at the end of the line. So maybe I just want to develop my knight. I'm also looking at the sacrifice. I can bring up my knight. I can take the pawn, but in the end of the line, he does win a pawn back. I'm seeing if I have any tactics there. I could slide my rook over. I might just bring my knight up and play more actively. I will just develop my knight. I didn't like losing the pawn at the end. It wouldn't necessarily be going up a pawn. There's no reason. If my king is still in the center to take a pawn that's in the center, it just gives him lines of sight onto the pawns defending my king. I feel like just getting my knight to a better square is a better choice. Plus now I am threatening to take. And that, you know, looks pretty good for me. I really can't, like, say that's bad. And now, yeah. And now I am just putting a lot more pressure. Really. Okay. But now I can do all the things that I mentioned before. I can also take and then have pressure. But now I'm also free to take the pawn. Probably take with this knight, right? Well, then I would capture. Okay. I can take with my bishop immediately. That way I recapture with one of my knights. I can always try to kick out his knight now. His knight would have to drop back. I do like this move, actually. He can't come forward. And then his knight would have to drop back, and then I can recapture like this. I like that, actually. I think I will opt to kick his knight out. Especially because now my knight is defending the e6 square. His knight has to drop back, and then I can for sure recapture with a knight and have actually pretty good pressure on his pieces. Yeah, I would be threatening a lot of stuff. My knights would low-key just be getting in. I'm always wanting to win this pawn. I didn't do it right away just because I feel like this is more active. I'm down to 5.5 minutes. I would like a little bit more time on the clock, but we're kind of... These are this is the time where I should spend the most of my clock, you know? Right, like right here. But overall, I think my position is great. His overextended pawns are going to start dropping. I'm always looking at this recapture. He pushes the pawn. I'm looking at sacrifices. Really? So take, I can't do that. I can jump my knight forward. Put pressure there. I also have this. I don't necessarily like that. Also, if I want to jump my knight out this way, I could. Starting to take. I can take, and then... Critical decisions for the Cager man. Critical choices. Always jump my knight back or forward and then recapture with my bishop. Oh, because it gets scary because he's going to start capturing. I don't think I want to trade my pawn first because I can take first and then kind of go into this line. But I'm worried. Okay. He doesn't have any checks that he can give because my knights are defending those squares. Take, bring my knights into the center. Take with the bishop. It gets scary for sure. But I do need to make a move. That move scared me. It scared me a lot. And being down to 3 minutes, I'm not sure if this is the best idea. If he takes like that, then I'm going to jump into the center. I feel like that's fine. I can't really spend too much time thinking about it. Have to retake with the bishop. And then at the end of the line, retake with my queen. He's going to have lines on this pawn, which I'm seeing now. Takes. I have to retake with the bishop because I really have to defend this check. If he gives me a... Oh, yeah, this is looking bad. I don't even think I can retake with the bishop now I look at it. Because he takes with the knight. And then I take with the queen. Okay. Difficult position for the Cager man. If I can trade off all of his pieces, I feel like he's just kind of stuck. His pawns being separated. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I really don't like how stuck in the center my king is. If he takes, I'm going to recapture with my queen. I don't need to spend too much time thinking about that. And then maybe I pressure on this pawn. Okay. If you made it to this point in the video, please give me a like. Really? Bishop takes. Trying to deflect the queen. Bishop takes. If he takes here, then I have a check. Maybe not that check. Oh, man. Okay. Because if I go take, then maybe I bishop takes. Bishop takes with check. And he has to respond. If he takes, then I can give a check. If he drops back. Ooh. I can also just take back and then kind of continue the position. Even if takes, and then I take with my knight, or I bring my knight forward maybe. But he can take with check, so maybe not. I know there's a moment here. I'm running low on time. I see it. I see the clock. Takes with the king. If he takes with the king, do I have anything? If he takes with the king, do I have a move? An immediate follow-up. I have this check, and then he drops back, and then I don't have a move. I'm just going to have to recapture. Yeah. Oh, but I actually have to be super cautious about that. Then I come forward. I'm down to 50 seconds. Shit. Oh, goodness. This is no good. No bueno. No bueno. Yeah, I don't actually think I have much. I'm going to sacrifice and then drop my knight back. I wish I had more moves, but I really don't think. Maybe I didn't even need to do that, but now I can give this check. He would just go back. I'm gonna drop my knight back, and then I am threatening to take the pawn. Oh, but then he can just take my... Yeah, he's just gonna be able to take that pawn with check. Shit. Ah, God. Yeah, I lost this. Mm. Yeah, I don't think I have any moves left. I probably didn't need to sacrifice the bishop, but I really couldn't find anything. And I was low on the clock. Like, damn. Mighty unfortunate. I'm also looking at checks like this. Threatening to take. I know he's going to have to think about it just for a second. It sucks. I'm going to have come forward, and then he could just win the queen, you know? Or win the... So he takes with check. I don't have any other moves. I kind of feel like that was a mistake by him. Just a little bit, actually. He should have just taken the rook. Give me a check and then taken the rook. Okay, well, he finds another way anyway. Okay, damn. Thank you for the follow. I see it. Now we should just take my rook. Because I don't think this check actually has any sustenance. Yeah. Fair for him to calculate, though. Yeah, because once he just comes forward, then I don't have anything. I don't believe I have any checkmating ideas here. But it could get a little bit exciting. It could actually get pretty damn exciting. Gotta play these moves very fast. Now I'm wanting to retake the knight. If not, I have a check here. If I pull this win out of my ass, oh my god, you're gonna have to gift me so many subs. Nothing to recapture. If it comes down, I have check. Check. Oh, I know he's shaking in his boots right now. Oh, I know he's nervous as shit. I know he's panicking right now. Because, I mean, if I get enough material back, I do have two passed pawns, A and B. Oh, man. And then maybe I even have some opportunities to win the queen with some discovered attacks. Like if I were to recapture. Okay. Okay. I'm down 7 points of material, but god damn it, I have some life. I also have this check to consider. So if he were to go here, I have this check. Slide over. Check. It could actually get very dangerous for him. That would be checkmate. No, it wouldn't. The knight. He's quaking. He's putting in a lot of thought here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. A lot of lines. A lot of thought. I'm getting excited. He's down to 4 minutes. He's spending a lot of time here. I think he has to bring his king down, and then I think the next move is queen to b4. I'm looking at other moves, but I don't really think I see any. I guess, hold on. Let me relook at this. If I give a check here. If he comes down, I would have another check. Have to go this way. And then I would have check. But then he would block with the rook. But then I could take the bishop. With check. Ooh. He would have to slide over. Then give him another check. Yo, okay. So this check right here. If he goes down, I have this check. I also have this check right here. Comes up, I think he gets away. So I'm going to give this check right here. Check. I can give another check. Check. Hi, and welcome to the analysis portion of the video. We're back, and we're better than ever. Outside of blundering my queen in the end, I honestly thought I played pretty okay. Like, our opponent did just outplay me. Like, out of the opening, everything is great. We both played at around, like, 90% accuracy, but he did, or at least the opening, 90%. He played the opening at 99.7. He had everything that he wanted, and pretty much punished all of my decisions. I know there was a moment here where I wanted to play h6, and in case they try to push, I can respond like this, and then just be very happy. That was actually the right idea. This was a little bit too early, but taking was correct. All of this was fine. Bring out the queen. Again, we're both playing great chess, but he just has a plus 1.2. Like, I was trying my best. Bringing the queen out was the best. Bringing the knight out was the best. Here I made a slight inaccuracy. It wanted me to just win a pawn. Just win a pawn. But I kicked out the knight, which I did not see this move coming. This is kind of the downfall of the position. I was not even considering e5 when he could push. And yeah. And then this also was just a full blunder of a knight, by the way. I needed to jump it out to h5, but I brought it out to the center because I thought maybe, you know, I can make some trades and stuff. But he could just take, and I can't take back with my queen, and I can't take back with my queen because he would recapture. And if I take with a knight, my queen is hanging. And if I were to recapture his queen, he could just take back like this. Which, you know, I could take, and I can't even take back because of the pin. So really, also this attack doesn't even like really respond much. But, I mean, you live and you learn. And then towards the end, you know, I sacrificed my bishop, but there wasn't really anything left I could do. Here, I was trying to look at lines, because I thought I had a check here, but the pawn protects. I'm a 2000, but this happens. Okay. I realized it after I made the move, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But, I mean, the rest of I shouldn't be upset with myself. I mean, yeah, I give a check. It just gives it an inaccuracy, which I find hilarious. I'm curious if I were to go the other route, if I had anything. I assumed he actually just plays bishop c4, and there is nothing. Wow, yeah. Even if I were to give him check, he's fine. After bishop c4, I do not have another move. I was assuming he would run the king down. I would give e6 check, and then he would go king to c6, and I also didn't have anything. There's no more checks I could really give. And that's kind of, I mean, I thought maybe I had some threats here. You know what I mean? Like some discoveries, you know, some fun stuff, but there really wasn't anything. But if you like the video, stick around. I know this series is actually doing pretty good. If you made it this far, you know, I'm putting my mental health on the line here. I don't think I'll probably play this game on stream. I continued the stream afterwards. I just took a breather and then proceeded to beat some people in chess, which made me feel good. But as far as like playing live in front of an audience for rating, especially at this like point, I don't think I will do it because for whatever reason I get nervous, and that's not great. It's something I need to work on. But yeah, stick around. We're gonna keep on pushing. I'm gonna maybe do this series twice a week instead of just once a week and like play on my own time. I might actually record something after this and could just kind of continue playing because I do kind of want to play chess. But yeah, if you like the video, like and subscribe. Join me on my journey. Check me out on Twitch. All love. Bye bye.